Now this is the type of business that I like, that I support, that I encourage. This is the type of business where I turn around and tell myself, if Juventus were to get their hands on Matt O'Reilly, they're heading in the right direction. This team offensively goes up 3, 4, 5 levels. Now, it's being reported yesterday, based off DiMarzio, that Juventus have inquired over Matt O'Reilly from Brighton, a player that they signed 12 months ago from Celtic. And let's just say he had serious fun in the Scottish division. I believe 37 starts, 31 goal contributions. And before anybody turns around and says, Haj, how does that translate in Europe's top 5 leagues? Like, it's only the Scottish League. Hey. Calm down. We need to respect the Scottish League. The Scottish League, for me, is so different to all the other leagues across the world. When you look at so many leagues across the world, you look at managers, you look at tactics, you look at styles of play. The Scottish League, for me, you're not really getting like the best of managers. You're not really getting the best of tactics. The Scottish League, for me, is war. That's what it is. Top against 15th, against 16th, against 5th. The Scottish League is war. The Scottish League, for me, the SPL, is one of those leagues where you enter it a boy and you will walk out of it as a man. Matt O'Reilly's overall development at Celtic is what got him the move to Brighton. And one thing that you guys probably do not know, well, you probably do, you know Atalanta, they bidded 5 times for Matt O'Reilly last summer. As soon as they sold Koopmeiners to Juventus, they placed 5 bids for Matt O'Reilly, and Celtic wanted 25 million. Atalanta were taking the piss, in my opinion. Their first bid was 13, then it was 13.5, then it was 14, then it was 16. Eventually, he made the move to Brighton. Now, why are Brighton, in my opinion, looking to cash in on him? 12 months later, in my opinion, he doesn't really fit into Fabian Hurtzler's style of play. And secondly, he wants to play more as the Trequartista, the number 10, the roaming player in that central area. He's come out on record and said, I want to play in a more central position offensively. Fabian Hurtzler wants to use him as a right winger. And I feel like the problem is, when you look at Brighton and you bear in mind one of their marquee signings of the summer, I believe he's their club record signing in Ruta from Leeds. He plays in that central area. Matt O'Reilly is not happy to be a squad utility player or to be a bench player or to be a rotational player. He trusts himself. He's got the confidence. Hey, I'll be so honest with you guys. I actually loved this link. This link is a serious link. And if Juventus get him, they're getting their hands on a very good player. But let me explain. Okay, so now that we're familiar with him and his overall condition at Brighton, why he's looking to leave, and why, in my opinion, I reckon Brighton will definitely cash in on him. Like, just over a month ago, Napoli placed a 25 million bid for Matt O'Reilly. It was turned down. I genuinely don't know how much Juventus would be looking to offer. At the moment, they've just inquired. But you guys are here to understand what type of player he is. Matt O'Reilly, for me, is one of those players where he's good at everything. I feel like that's the best way to put it. Like, you want yourself somebody that's got a ridiculous engine in midfield. Like, think of Makelele, think of Kante. Players that will run from minute 1 to minute 90. That is Matt O'Reilly. He's actually got a ridiculous engine. Like, an engine not many players have. And at the same time, that willingness to be running up and down, like you can see from some of these photos. He's all over the pitch. He's in the first phase. He's in the second phase. He's in the third phase. He helps in build up. He helps in defending transitions. He helps in the final third. He's a player that plays all over the place. But he's one of those players where he's most impactful in the offensive half. In my opinion, from what I saw of him at Celtic and what I saw of him at Brighton, he tends to favour the right-hand side of the attacking trio. And I do look at it and say maybe Jonathan David, Kenan Yildiz, somebody like Matt O'Reilly. That would be a great trio. A great trio, because he's very good in tight areas. He's very good at spotting those passes in those congested areas. Like, let's just say he's very efficient, he's very effective, and he's very technically consistent. With all, like, me just being completely honest with you guys, I'm actually very surprised that Brighton are looking to sell him. Like, if I was the coach, somebody like Fabian Hurtzler, I would be like, listen, I would still keep you on and try and find a way to fit you into this team, because selling him at the age of 23, 24, yes, you might recoup all of the money that you've spent. I think it's a massive gamble. This guy's potential is very good. And I feel like it's mainly because, 1, he's versatile. 2, he's very technically consistent. 3, he's impactful all over the park. 4, he's got a very broad skill set. Like, he can score you goals. He can create you a lot of opportunities. Like last season in the Premier League, based on the amount of minutes that he played for Brighton, I believe he played just under 1,000 minutes because he got injured on his debut and he was out for about 2 to 3 months. He didn't play much football last season, okay? But based on the amount of minutes that he played, he was still ranked in the top 2 for chances created. It tells you when he plays, he has an impact on the game. But the good thing about it is he has an impact all over the park. Tracks back, gets involved, helps play make, helps him build up, helps the defenders, tracks out wide to help the fullbacks or the wing backs in Juventus' case. This is a good player, and there's no surprise. Napoli want him, Roma want him, Atalanta placed 5 bids for him, and of course, it leaves us asking ourselves the $1 million question, which is, why didn't Juventus just sign him when he was at Celtic and they wanted 22 to 25 million rather than paying 50 million for Coop Miners? Now, of course, maybe in Juventus' eyes, Gintoli's eyes, Coop Miners was more the trusty head. He was tearing apart the Serie A. But Matt O'Reilly, I'll be honest with you guys, if you could genuinely get him between 25 to 30 million, so Brighton are only profiting 5 million, in my opinion, Juventus have hit the jackpot. If Roma get him, Roma have hit the jackpot. Napoli have hit the jackpot. He is a very, very, very good player. I'm trying to think of a player to compare him to so you guys can understand what I mean. There's only one player that comes to mind, but in my opinion, he offers so much more than this player. And it's probably somebody like Jack Grealish. Now, hear me out. Jack Grealish is one of those players, you look at him and you say, technically, you're so gifted. Physically, you're not really one of those like fast off players, but you're one of those players that's very smart in the final third. I feel like definitely the difference between the two is Matt O'Reilly is far more disciplined than somebody like Jack Grealish. And there's a reason why Jack Grealish has gone on to have the career that he's had, where he done well and then he fell off a cliff and now nobody wants him. Even Pep Guardiola doesn't blame him. Far more disciplined, offers far more off the ball, presses relentlessly. He wins so much duels off the ball. Like, he's one of those all-action midfielders, but in my opinion, he either one suits playing in an offensive zone, or two, if you want to play him in midfield, I don't look at him and say he can do the job in a 2-man midfield. He definitely can do the job in a 3-man midfield where now the defensive responsibilities don't strictly fall on him. Like when you play a 3-man in midfield, one is more defensive minded, one can be more of a box-to-box that offers something in both ends, and then the third one can be the more offensive minded, the one that joins in with the attackers. If Juventus, let's say, wanted to move into like a 5-3-2, yeah, like a 3-5-2, 5-3-2, him in midfield with somebody like Locatelli, who can now be responsible to anchor and progress play. Somebody like Turin, who's more the box-to-box. Matt O'Reilly can be the guy that steps up and plays with somebody like, I don't know, Colomwani, Kenan Yildiz, Jonathan David. Matt O'Reilly is a good player. Very, very, very good player. I'm very surprised that Brighton are looking to cash in on him. I'm very surprised that Fabian Hurstler isn't trying to find a way to make it work. And the funny thing is, he's probably been their player of the season and preseason this year. Like, they've had 3-4 games. He's been a stand-up performer in every single one. He's scored goals. He's got assists. He's genuinely one of those guys that you look at and just say, you had a very unfortunate first year because you got yourself injured. You were out for 3-4 months. But when he played, he brought so much to the table. Like, when I saw this link, I was like, this is a good signing. Do I think Juventus get him? I don't know, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it all depends on Douglas Luiz. It also all depends on... Well, no, it depends on Douglas Luiz. But at the same time, Nico Gonzalez is still here. Conceição has been signed on a permanent basis. Colomwani is the main priority in attack. I think this is all paper talk, I'll be honest with you guys. But I felt like it was only right for me to give my opinion on him because he's a very good player. But the fact that he favours the right-hand side, you've got Conceição, you've got Nico Gonzalez, you've got Coop Miners. It doesn't make sense for me, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, on the right-hand side, offensively, Juventus have a lot of options. Fair enough. If, let's say, they didn't sign Conceição, or they sold Nico Gonzalez, or Coop Miners was sold, I would look at Matt O'Reilly and say, this is definitely a possible transfer. Then you've got the links with Jadon Sancho, which all of a sudden have disappeared. Matt O'Reilly is a good player, I'll be honest with you guys. He can do it on the right, he can do it on the left. In a midfield trio, he can do it. Good signing, good price. I don't think 25-30 million is too much for him. He's of the right age. He brings a lot of stuff to the table. I hope you went to sign him, but let's just say don't bet your house on it. Okay? Now, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another one.